Hi shoebox friends, this is Denise from D. Rogers. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a loom knit doll cozy. These are great for your shoeboxes to tuck mint beanies into or dolls, and the child has a little cozy for them to cuddle up in, and it just makes a nice little presentation when they open their shoebox, a nice added touch to make our shoeboxes special. I'm going to be using a loom. And these are the types of looms that I use for my hats. And this is the baby doll that I'm going to be making the cozy for. That's a My Sweet Love doll from Walmart. So I'm going to be using this purple yarn. And I like to use 2 pieces of yarn rather than 1. The double thickness just makes it a little bit softer and fuller. And typically I just take one end of the yarn from one side of the skein and then one from the other end. I'm going to put them together, and then I'm going to pick out my loom. And this is a set that I got at Michael's. It came with 5 different looms. I'm going to be using the green one, which is a 24 peg loom. So let's get started. You're going to take your yarn, both pieces together, and I like to start on that little notch, and I wind it up on that just so I have it, hold it in place. And then you're going to start weaving the yarn around the pegs all the way around the loom to make your first row of loops. It's pretty easy to do. You just keep going around each one until you get all the way to the other side of the loom. And there you've made your first row. So I'm going to scooch my looms down, the little loops that I made on the loom down, my stitches, and then we're going to do another row, and this will be our second row on the loom. So you will always have 2 rows of looms, of stitches on your loom at all times until the very end, and that is when you will close up your cozy and finish it up. Alright, this is a little tool that comes with the looms, and you're going to use it to pull the bottom loop over the top loop. And there's little notches down there that make it a little bit easy to stick that tool into. So you just pull the bottom loop over the top loop and over the peg. So once again, you will start creating 1 row. So we're going to go all the way around the loom until we get to that notch again of where we started. And these are really kind of relaxing for me to make. I can do the cozies very quickly. Hats take me a little bit longer, but the cozies are pretty easy to do. And if you've never done this before, this is probably a good way to start, and once you learn how to do these, you can start making hats. So now I'm back to 1 stitch on the loom, and I'm pushing all those stitches down, and you've made your first row on your cozy. So now we're going to do another row and go all the way around the loom again. Now I've done about 10 stitches, and you can see it's starting to create the cozy. I'm going to make the band of the cozy after I've done about 10 stitches. Some people like to just leave the bottom curled like that, but I like to make them kind of like a brim of a hat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make that brim part. So you're going to take the bottom of the cozy, your very first stitch, and loop the stitches from the bottom back on to the loom. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you see it, you will get the hang of it. So you're just going to pick up a loop and put it over the peg. And you're going to go all the way around the loom until you hit that notch again. So every peg will have 2 stitches on it. And I don't know if you can see closely there, I actually missed a stitch, but it was easy enough. I just went back and pulled the yarn up and over. So once we are done, you can see that that doubled up what we had knitted already. And we're going to go ahead and take the bottom loop and again bring it over top of the top loop and the peg. And when we get to the very end, again, we're going to scooch those stitches down and start a whole new row. And you're going to keep knitting with your loom all the way until you get a cozy that is a size that you like for your doll. And I think this one was about 24 stitches. But it didn't take me too long to do. And I really love the color. I love how it turned out. So I'm just showing you here midway through. And this is where I'm at the point where it is long enough and I'm going to finish it off. So if you want to count your stitches, I like to turn it inside out and use my tool just to count those loops, which is kind of counting your stitches. And like I said, I think that was about 24 stitches. So at this point, you are going to take a needle, which generally comes with the looms, and it's like a plastic needle that's big enough for yarn. I'm going to cut a long string at the end because this will be your sewing string. And I'm just making them even, and I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle. There we go. And we're going to start the end process. So you're going to use your needle, and I'm going to start at that main notch again, that main peg. And there are little notches in those pegs that help you easily get the needle in there. And you're going to go in and up and pull the yarn through the loop, and then pulling the loop off of the peg. And you're going to do that all the way around until the cozy is completely off of the loom. So I'm just sewing it, pulling them off, and here I am at the end, and as you can see, it's almost off the loom. last stitch. There we go. And now you're going to take the string that you sewed all the way through all the loops, and you're going to pull it tight. Sometimes you have to open it a little bit to get a good taut pull on it. And you're going to pull it tight, and then I like to stitch like an X at the bottom just to close it up. So you just go in and out of the hat to complete the bottom part and make it a little sturdy. And then I end it on the inside of the hat. And I usually weave it in 1 or 2 stitches and then tie it in a couple of knots before I tie it off. And that's just weaving in it through a stitch. And I think I do it one more time. There we go. And I'm going to cut that off. And I'm probably going to tie it again. I think I did do that. And there's the starting point, which is your lead yarn in the very beginning. It's just kind of sitting on the inside of the cap. I like to take that, weave it through another stitch underneath, and tie that up as well. And then I'm just going to trim that. And you're done. So that's the doll that I wanted to make it for. It's the My Sweet Love doll from Walmart. I'm just trimming off the tags. And we're going to slip it in the cozy. And to make a really nice presentation, I'm going to use some ribbon to tie around the baby doll. And it's just really cute, and I think any little girl would just love this when she sees it. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim that ribbon on the end. We're going to make a V cut here. And then I think we are done. There she is. All right, we made our little doll cozy out of a loom knit. And these were the 3 that I had to show you. So cute, and I just think they look great for our Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And I look forward to doing some more DIYs, a little bit of shopping, and of course my unboxings for Operation Christmas Child in 2022. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.